walking along this abandoned rail line in the cold and snow. You can't even tell the tracks is here anymore because the snow's so deep. Filming this video in the mother snow-a-wary. I don't think it got any higher than 20 degrees this particular day. It was a cold day. It was a fun hike though. And then we got all the deep snow and icicles. And I noticed that the creek had, well, Mill Creek had a decent amount of ice in it anyways. Dumbler Creek not so much. We noticed icicles getting so thick on the rocks and the cliff sides. Lots of icicles. And I noticed that pine tree, a lot of the leaves on the bottom is losing its pine needles. Looks like it's starting to die. Because that pine tree's been there a long time. It's interesting walking through here in the wintertime. It's much nicer in the spring and summer months when you could walk through and not freeze your butt off. Although I've been enjoying the cold and snow because the Lord's blessed me because I've made a decent amount of money shoveling snow. I know in a couple of months, well, I want to say a couple of months, might be a little bit longer than that, depending on the weather. I'll be mowing and weed eating all the time. I say about April, I'll be mowing and weed eating all the time. And that's a beautiful area. I say now the snow's melted down a little bit where it'll be easier to walk through here because I forget what day I filmed this, but we've had at least one nice day where temperatures got above freezing on, and this stretch of track is on the south side of the hill. Even though the snow's over a foot deep when I filmed this video, that one day where it got in the high 30s, even though the snow melted down some since I filmed this video, it ain't going to go away because it's supposed to get miserably cold again. We're supposed to get more snow plus miserably cold weather. Thought I'd point that out. It's been a crazy winter. We hadn't had any record snows for here in southern West Virginia. I remember Zolf Truth commenting in a video about the record snows where he's been filming that. Me here in southern West Virginia, we've had a lot. It's not record fall because the 2009-2010 winter, now that was an interesting winter. It seemed like it was going to never stop snowing. I remember by the mid-January 2010, it was impossible to walk through here. You couldn't do it. The snow was that deep. Because I remember we had a storm that dropped nearly 3 feet of snow like a week before Christmas. And then it snowed non-stop every day. We got a little bit, even though it's a few inches a day, every day and every night, it snowed every single day. Well, almost every single day for all of January and February. And then beginning of March, we had temperatures in the 70s and 80s. And so much rain was causing major flooding. That's when the government started bailing out the houses of the floodplain. It's after that the government came in and started bailing out all the houses along the Dumbler Creek watershed, and the floodplain project begun. Of course, that's for a different video. I've done videos walking that area in the past pointing out where the houses used to be. Maybe I'll do a before and after video there too if I could once I locate all my old photos I took just before they bought out and demolished all the houses. But here's that deep rail cut connecting to the Mill Creek Spur. I love walking through here when there's snow on the ground. It's such a beautiful sight. Can't say I love the cold because I'm not a fan of the miserably cold weather. Used to not bother me. Now it does a little bit. So needless to say, doing these videos is getting harder with time. I actually remember the time growing up when we get snows like this, it didn't get so cold it couldn't stand to be outside. We get snow to be temperatures in the high 20s and low 30s with the snow. Where I could get a snow and all of a sudden it's like in the single digits with below zero wind chills. That wasn't common when I was growing up. Well, I wouldn't say it wasn't common. We did get some of that. Not every single snowstorm like we do now though. Like to point that out. That's the big difference. We get snow and then the next day it's like in the single digits or double digits. It's usually in the teens or 20s. Well, actually, even below that. I filmed this storm we got all the snow, then it only got in the teens for like 2 days in a row. And then we get one above freezing day this past week, and we got more snow coming. But down here's Mill Creek. If you look, there's a lot of ice in the creek. A lot more after all the snow and cold. I do remember winters in the past where January and February would stay cold like this, and the creeks and streams because of ice. That just wasn't common growing up. It seems like ever since the past 10, 15 years, that's been quite common. Although we did have a 5-year snow drought, we got very little snow from 2020 to, well, now it's 2024, 2025 season. Starting the 2019-2020 snow winter season until recently, we have very little snow, so I'm glad to see the snow back and the cold winters back. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Waldo's Trains here on YouTube.